So good evening everyone, and guys, welcome to the session where we are going to discuss the important economic survey topics with you. And if I talk about economic survey, it's a very important document because it tells us about that how the government has performed in the past. Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss, that how the government has done in the past year and what are the things that has been highlighted by the economic survey that government needs to work on in the upcoming year. So this is all about the session which we are going to conduct today, guys. But before I start with the session, I have a very important announcement for all of you. That is, guys, before I start with the session, in the description given below, there is a document that is the key highlight of the economic survey document is being given here. So please download that session, please download that document, guys. ठीक है, वो document को download कर लीजिए. And after you download that specific document, give me a thumbs up in the chat section that yes, sir, I have downloaded, because we will discuss from this document and I have some additional topics also which I have marked here. Okay, so I have marked some additional topics also here. So I will be adding those additional points with you. So it's a request from my side, just quickly download this document. The link for that is given in the description below. And along with me, we will go with the whole document और उसमें समझेंगे क्या क्या चीजें हैं, क्या क्या पॉइंट्स और सबको क्या पढ़ना है क्या नहीं पढ़ना, सब मैं आपको बताऊंगा. सो प्लीज गाइस क्विकली डाउनलोड दिस डॉक्यूमेंट. फटाफट मुझे बता दो डाउनलोड करके. Okay, quickly tell me. Okay, so I am waiting for another minute here also, guys, and before till the time you guys are downloading this file with you guys, I just wanted to give you an important update, guys. That is, in the description you will also get the detailed information about this examination for whatever examination you are preparing, be it RBI, NABARD, SEBI. If you are preparing for this examination and you have any doubt regarding strategy, preparation, what is your job role, okay, what is the defined syllabus, the previous year question papers, so guys, the guidebook is available to you. You can download that guidebook also with you. Okay, so quickly let's start with the session here with economic survey document. So quickly, guys, download this document, and I want your other friends also do let them know also about the session, because मैं नहीं चाहता बाद में आए और बाद में मिस हो जाए कि सर क्या पढ़ा रहे हो, क्या मिस हो गया, तो वो चीज मैं नहीं चाहता. ठीक है, आई वांट यू टू डाउनलोड क्विकली. ठीक है, सो आई एम इट्स जस्ट 6:08 नाउ, सो विल बी वेटिंग जस्ट फॉर अनदर 2 minutes also, so that other students can also join and download this document. Okay ji, till the time, guys, I have initially taken a small session on economic survey where I have discussed quickly about the important things that were being highlighted when the survey got released. So आई होप यू हैव वॉच दैट सेक्शन ऑल्सो. अगर आपने वो सेक्शन देखा है तो आप इस सेक्शन को भी आके देखिए डिटेल में आके. ठीक है जी, चलिए तो यहां पे हम डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे. क्विकली गाइस टेल मी. Okay ji, chaliye. So I can see, I hope that you guys have downloaded this document. So let's begin with economic survey. First of all, try to understand what is economic survey all about. क्या होता है economic survey? Economic survey is a document being released by the government of India where it actually tells what the government has done in the previous year, because government has some certain targets, how the government have, whether the government has achieved those targets or not. That is what the economic survey tells us. It also tells us about the initiatives which you might have been reading from the past few months, that how that initiatives have worked or impacted in the growth of the country here. That is what it has been highlighted under the economic survey here. ठीक है, चलो अब क्वेश्चन, अगर मैं आपसे पहला क्वेश्चन, आई वांट टू आस्क यू द क्वेश्चन हियर, दैट इज कैन यू टेल मी who is releasing the economic survey? Okay, so can you guys let me know who is releasing the economic survey? Okay ji, quickly let me ask you the first question here. ठीक है, चलो So if I talk about high economic survey, guys, it is being released by the chief economic advisor of the country. Okay, so chief economic advisor Mr. Anant Nageshwaran, he has released the, or under his guidance, the economic survey is being prepared. It is being prepared by the economic division of Ministry of Finance here. Okay, and the important part is That is the point to be remembered. Finance Minister is not releasing the economic survey. That's the point to be remembered, guys. It's not Finance Minister who is releasing the survey. फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर नहीं करता, हमारे जो चीफ इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजर हैं वो इस सर्वे को रिलीज करवाते हैं अंडर दिस डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ इकोनॉमिक डिवीजन अंडर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस हियर, वेयरएज द फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर जस्ट प्रेजेंट्स, जस्ट टेबल द इकोनॉमिक सर्वे. ठीक है, आपने देखा भी होगा दोपहर को कि दैट इज अनंत नागेश्वरन जी जो थे वो बेसिकली जो थे इस सर्वे को प्रेजेंट कर रहे थे. So if I talk about the survey, guys, the survey is highlighting 13 chapters here, which starts with the state of the economy. Then it is talking about monetary and financial sector here, external sector के बारे में बात हुई है. Then it talks about inflation part here, medium term outlet growth. It talks about investment and infrastructure, industry, services, agriculture and food management, climate and environment, social sectors. Then it talked about employment, and last it talked about the labor in the AI era here. But before I start, guys, the important point that was highlighted in the economic survey, क्या था वो सबसे important point जो highlight किया गया इस बार, that is, it said that there are 3 major economies in which the elections have taken place. ठीक है, या फिर 3 डेमोक्रेसी से जिनमें इलेक्शंस हुए हैं. तो आप मुझे बता सकते हो व्हाट आर दीस 3 countries in which the elections have taken place that have been highlighted in the economic survey, because that I have already discussed with you at the time of my 30-point session, the key highlight session. Quickly tell me, guys, what is the answer for that? Quickly. So what are these 3 countries? Let's start with that thing here. ठीक है, चलो. तो मैंने एक पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशन भी आपके साथ खोल के यहां पे रख लिया, so that we can have an idea on that also. ठीक है जी, चलो. So the point is, guys, that it has highlighted the 3 countries on which you are expecting the elections this year. जहां पे इलेक्शन कौन सी थी? एब्सोल्युटली राइट आंसर, दैट इज इंडिया, Indonesia, USA. So please write down this first point with you guys. That's an additional point that has not been mentioned in the highlighted document that you guys have just downloaded. Okay, so that's not mentioned. Please write down this point here. Then okay, let's move further now. Just give me a second. Okay, so let's now move further. The first chapter is talking about the state of the economy here. So we know that recently the World Economic Outlook has recently released its update for the जनवरी मंथ है. तो वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक आउटलुक का अपडेट आया था. तो सबसे पहले इन्होंने वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक आउटलुक अपडेट को ही यहां पे प्रेजेंट किया है, वेयर इट हैज टॉक्ड अबाउट द growth rate of India. So it says, as per World Economic Outlook update of January, this was the highlight here. The global world is expected to grow at 3.3%. Okay, then advanced economies are expected to grow at 1.9%, whereas India, that is emerging market developed economies, is expected to grow at 4.2% here. But what about India's growth here? Can you tell me what about India's growth here? So what is the economic growth projection for India here? Let's try to understand that point here. Okay ji. So what is India's GDP growth? Can you tell me, because that I have already discussed with you. India का GDP growth क्या है? तो ये देखते हैं जी. तो पहले आते हैं ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी. Please write down this GDP projection, guys. ठीक है, global economy it is said is going to grow by 3.3%. That is as per the IMF World Economic Outlook also. Then it talks about the Indian economy. So India's real GDP is expected to grow at 6.4%. So please write down this point. 6.4% पे इंडिया का ग्रोथ होगा. That is in the financial year 25. Okay, then we talk about the real GDP growth projection for the year financial year 26. So India का projection for financial year 25 is 6.4%, whereas for financial year 26 the projection is ranging from 6.3 to 6.8%. So please write down this point also with you. ओके जी, देन इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट हियर इज दैट इट सेज इंडिया हैज बीन कमिंग अक्रॉस, ठीक है जी, कमिंग डाउन अमंग द मेजर सेंट्रल बैंक्स वेयर द इंटरेस्ट रेट्स हैव बीन रिड्यूस्ड. सो यू माइट हैव सीन अराउंड योर इकोनॉमी बहुत जगह पे इंटरेस्ट रेट्स जो है वो डिक्लाइन हुए थे, तो ये चीज यहां पे भी हुई थी, ठीक है. दैट्स रियली गुड टू सी एंड आई वांट ऑल ऑफ यू टू पार्टिसिपेट आल्सो इन द सेशन. हम लोग इसको बोरिंग सेशन नहीं बनाना चाहते. आई वांट ऑल ऑफ यू टू पार्टिसिपेट. जहां पे भी आपको डाउट आएगा आप मुझसे आराम से पूछो, बिकॉज दैट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव हियर. अब मुझसे आराम से पूछना, सो दिस इज नॉट व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड, प्लीज कैन यू एक्सप्लेन मी अगेन, आई वुड बी एक्सप्लेनिंग यू दैट थिंग अगेन. ऑब्जेक्टिव यही है, क्योंकि ये सेशन में से क्वेश्चन आते हैं इकोनॉमिक सर्वे बेस में. आपको बार बार बोल रहा है इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में से क्वेश्चन आएंगे. इस साल भी आए हैं और आप पिछले साल भी और इस साल भी आप एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो, ठीक है. चलो, सो दैट्स द मेजर थिंग दैट वाज बीइंग हाइलाइटेड अंडर द विद रिस्पेक्ट टू इंडियाज इकोनॉमी हियर. लेट्स अगेन गो बैक टू अवर सेशन हियर नाउ, गो बैक टू अवर पीडीएफ नाउ. चलो, now it further talked about the purchasing manager index, ठीक है. So now the important point is, do I have to remember all this data? My answer to you is guys completely no. Do not remember this data, global manufacturing PMI, PMI, that is not relevant. The point to be understand is what is purchasing manager index. That's an important point you need to understand here. ठीक है जी. So let me just zoom this document for all of you. So understand this thing because this is a question that has been asked to us in the RB examination on purchasing manager index, PMI के ऊपर. तो पीएमआई में ऊपर सिंपल चीज याद रखना है कि पीएमआई इंडेक्स, द इंडेक्स हियर रेंजेस फ्रॉम 0 to 100 हियर एंड द पॉइंट इज 0 to 100 में जो आपका ओवरऑल इंक्रीज है अगर वो 50 से 50 के लेवल पे कंपेयर किया जाता है, ठीक है. दैट इज द पॉइंट यू नीड टू रिमेंबर हियर, दैट एन ओवरऑल इंक्रीज इज कंपेयर टू द प्रीवियस मंथ्स एंड बिलो 50 एंड ओवरऑल डिक्रीज हियर. सो यू कैन सी हियर इन टर्म्स ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर इट सेज एट ग्लोबल लेवल द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इज बिलो द पीएमआई इंडेक्स, the PMI base of 50%, whereas the service sector is growing at a very decent rate of above 50%. That is the only thing you need to remember here. Then it has talked about a very important thing here, that is about the uncertainties here, because we have already been discussing about uncertainties बहुत ज्यादा होती हैं. अगर मैं अब आपसे uncertainty के बारे में पूछूं, आप मुझे बता सकते हो व्हाट आर द इंपॉर्टेंट अनसर्टेनिटीज वी वर डिस्कसिंग, या कौन सी अनसर्टेनिटीज हो रही थी, क्या क्या अनसर्टेनिटीज थी. अनसर्टेनिटीज में क्या क्या था, देखिए 2 पॉइंट थे. सबसे पहले वी नो रशिया वॉर, वी नो ग्लोबल इंपैक्ट बिकॉज द टैरिफ इंपैक्ट्स आर बीइंग सॉरी, टैरिफ इंपैक्ट्स जो हैं वो भी हमें इंपैक्ट दे रहे हैं बहुत बड़ा, ठीक है. तो टैरिफ्स आर आल्सो गिविंग अस एन इंपैक्ट in terms of global economy here. So it is said that what is being the reason being for that is under the, they have made an index by the name of World Trade Uncertainty Index here. So World Trade Uncertainty Index is being highlighted in the survey, which says the uncertainty level has enhanced from 8.5% average to 13%. That's the uncertainty level has enhanced. And what is the impact of that? Is impact यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है, that your geopolitical risk, the average geopolitical risk have also enhanced. That is from around 121.7 to 133.6. Clear on that thing? Geopolitical risk भी आपका यहाँ पे बढ़ गया. बस इतना याद रखना है, इससे ज्यादा कोई डिस्कस डिटेल में याद नहीं करना है, बस इतना आपको पता होना चाहिए, ठीक है जी. सो इट टॉक्स अबाउट द जियोपॉलिटिकल रिस्क, व्हाट आर दे इंपैक्टिंग, इट टॉक्स अबाउट द अनसर्टेनिटी दैट इज देयर इन द मार्केट, हाउ इट इज इंपैक्टिंग. देन द नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज इन टर्म्स ऑफ द डिकेडल ग्रोथ हियर. सो इट टेल्स अस दैट द डिकेडल ग्रोथ रेट ऑफ इंडिया इज वेरी गुड, इट्स नॉट डिपिंग, इट्स ऑन अ स्टेडियस लेवल, मतलब वो एक स्टेडी लेवल पे चल रहा है, यही यहां पे बताया गया. यू कैन सी हियर GDP I have already discussed with you, that is 6.4%. GVA भी आपका 6.4% के आसपास ग्रो करेगा. And then we'll talk about the sectors: agriculture sector, industry sector, and your service sector here. So if I talk about industrial sector here, and I am hoping guys that you guys are noting down the points also. Note down कर रहे हो सारे points? चलो, let's talk about the GDP growth rate in terms of इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर, ठीक है जी. एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर, इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर एंड सर्विस सेक्टर, क्या ग्रोथ रेट है? एनीवन, एनी आइडिया, एनीवन हैविंग एनी आइडिया इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट इज द जीडीपी ग्रोथ रेट प्रोजेक्शन फॉर एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर, फॉर सर्विस सेक्टर, इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर? किस किसको आइडिया जी? एनीवन? So guys, agriculture sector is expected to grow at a rate of 3.8% in financial year 25. ठीक है जी. Industrial sector growth projection is 6.2%, and your service sector growth is projected at 7.2%. So please write down these 3 important points with you guys. I hope you have noted down these points also. So please write down these points: agriculture sector, industrial sector, service sector, 3.8, 6.2 and 7.2%. Very, very important for the examination. Okay ji. Then now again come back to the PDF again with us. Now we have some certain terms being given here, and I hope that guys many of you have started reading the economic survey. ठीक है जी, आपने इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ ली होगी. अगर आपने इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ लिया तो यहाँ पे कुछ बेसिक टर्म्स है. क्या मुझे बता सकते हो इसका आंसर क्या होगा? Can you tell me what is GFCE? What is GFCE? Let me see how many of you know this thing. रवि बोल रहा है सर इकोनॉमिक सर्वे कौन रिलीज करता है? इकोनॉमिक सर्वे जो है आपका डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ इकोनॉमिक डिवीजन अंडर द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस रिलीज करता है, जिसको हेड करते हैं आपके चीफ इकोनॉमिक एडवाइजर. ओके जी, बता सकते हो जी व्हाट इज GFCE? एनीवन? सो गाइस, GFC का मतलब होता है गवर्नमेंट फाइनल कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर. अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, गवर्नमेंट फाइनेंशियल कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर. नाउ व्हाट इज GFC इज डिपिक्टिंग अस? ये डिपिक्ट करता है कि भारत की सरकार कितना पैसा इन्वेस्ट कर रही है एसेट्स के ऊपर. हाउ मच गवर्नमेंट इज स्पेंडिंग ऑन द एसेट इज GFCE. एंड इफ आई टॉक अबाउट PFC, नाउ कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट इज PFC? इज अ टर्म रिटन हियर, प्राइवेट फाइनल कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर. कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट इज PFCE? एनीबॉडी? So PFC is basically the amount which is spent by your non-household and non-profit institutions when they are investing in new asset. It is known as PFCE, private final consumption expenditure. Then it is known as GFCF. What is GFCF here? GFCF here is gross fixed capital formation. Gross fixed capital formation. Can anybody tell me what is GFCF now? क्या होता है gross fixed capital formation? It is the proportion of the country's overall GDP percentage which we are investing in new assets. हम नए एसेट्स पे कितना इन्वेस्ट करें, दैट इज GFCF, ग्रॉस फिक्स्ड कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन. फिर आ जाता है आपका एक्सपोर्ट्स और इंपोर्ट्स हियर. नाउ डू यू नीड टू रिमेंबर ऑल दिस डाटा हियर? आंसर इज क्वाइट नो, सिंपली नो. आपको करना क्या है? व्हाट यू हैव टू डू इज जस्ट सिंपली हैव एन आइडिया. It is expected that you can see again here, the growth is on a very stagnant pace. Growth is on a very stagnant pace here. ठीक है, you can see here the private final consumption expenditure, it has the major role, that is around 60% here. Then in terms of gross fixed capital formation, it is around 30.1%. That is why you might have heard about the things. एक बहुत कॉमन चीज है, क्या चल रही थी बार बार, कि हमें पता क्या करना है, हमें ना कहीं करना क्या है कि we want that the middle class should get the income. If they are getting the income, the consumption will enhance, that will result into the investment here. That you can see from here. That you can witness from here. Then if I talk about the gross fixed capital expenditure, that is around 10.3% here. ठीक है जी. And if I talk about here, import here is again minus 24.1. So that is how the economy is working in India. So just have a basic idea here. I hope the first chapter is making you clarity now. ठीक है जी. चलो अब ये हो गया steady consumption. Now let's talk about the next important part here. It talks about the external sector here. How the external sectors are influencing the growth of India here. Again, if you look at this document here, now again the question comes, do I have to remember this data? I would say no. बहुत कम chance है. There is very less chance here. What you guys have to do is actually try to understand this area here. Understanding means is that your current account balance is now on a steady pace. If the question might be asked, that might be asked you on a steady pace. So now your current account balance is on a very steady pace here. ठीक है जी. उसके अलावा क्या हो रहा है, योर सर्विस ट्रेड बैलेंस, योर मर्केंडाइज ट्रेड बैलेंस इज डिमिनिशिंग, whereas your net private transfer is almost on a similar stage. So that is the thing you need to remember कि कहीं ना कहीं चीजें सिमिलर स्टेज पे ही काम कर रही हैं. Okay, चलो now let's proceed again with the next thing here. That is about, let's talk about the state banking system indicators. So talked about your capital to risk weighted asset ratio here, which said it has now enhanced from 16% to 16.7% here. But I will be discussing that thing in detail with you guys जब हम डिस्कस करेंगे बैंकिंग सिस्टम के ऊपर, सेकंड चैप्टर के ऊपर. फिर आ जाता है हमारा नेक्स्ट चैप्टर. ठीक है जी. यानी कि नेक्स्ट पॉइंट आता है दैट इज अबाउट योर स्टेडी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी. नाउ वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट परचेजिंग मैनेजर इंडेक्स ऑलरेडी विद यू, आई हैव डिस्कस्ड विद यू. यहां पे भी देखो, अब हमारे केस में इन टॉक अबाउट परचेजिंग मैनेजर इंडेक्स बोथ आवर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर एंड सर्विस सेक्टर इज अबव द एवरेज व्हिच इज अबव 50 पॉइंट्स. सो दिस इज व्हाट दिस थिंग इज हाईलाइटिंग हियर. ठीक है, in terms of purchasing manager index here. So clear, this is about the first chapter here guys. I hope this part is clear now. So before I proceed to the second chapter, just give me a quick confirmation that everybody is clear about the first chapter, because that is the thing जो मैं आपसे डिस्कस करना चाहता हूं कि कोई भी चीज समझ के जाना है, ये सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. ठीक है जी, चलो. Now, the next important point is the monetary and financial sector development, how they are working. So there the government talks about the most important thing that you can quote in your examination is gross non-performing asset. So gross non-performing asset ratio with respect to scheduled commercial bank, it is consistently declining. This is what is the trend here, and that's a very important thing in terms of the market capitalization. अगर मैं बात करूं ओवरऑल बैंकिंग सेक्टर की, तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. It is consistently declining. So it is around 2.6% in September. You can see here from March 21 till September, it is declining trend. Declining trend is here. Then we have return on assets. There is two type of things that is given here. Okay, let me just quote these things with you guys, and then I will come here. Okay, we have two set of things here that is written here. That is, one is you have return on asset, and then you have return on equity. Can you guys tell me what is the difference between return on asset and return on equity? Anyone in this class? What is the difference between return on asset and return on equity? Anyone? No? So let's try to understand. Return on asset means guys when after doing all the things, after doing all the works of banks, जो भी बैंक्स के बाद एसेट्स बची हैं उसके ऊपर क्या रिटर्न मिला, दैट इज नोन एज रिटर्न ऑन एसेट्स. इक्विटी का मतलब होता है शेयर मार्केट में क्या रिटर्न आता है, उसको रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी. तो अगर मैं बात करूं रिटर्न ऑन इक्विटी, दैट इज अराउंड 14.1%, और रिटर्न ऑन एसेट जैसे हमने देखा है दैट इज अराउंड 1.4%. Then if I talk about a gross non-performing asset ratio that I've already discussed you, it is 2.6% here. Okay, so let's again go back to the thing here. Okay, now let's talk about a thing. Then we talk about bank credit system here. It says bank credit is going on a very steady pace here. ठीक है, bank credit is going on a very steady pace here, which it says that you can see here. The credit rate, the bank credit system now is at a steady pace of 16.3, 15.3, 15. It's around 16 to 15% here. ठीक है, तो आप यहाँ पे देख लो बैंक क्रेडिट जो सिस्टम है, the cross bank credit system, it is going on a very steady. That is the only thing you need to remember here. And if I say about the data here, the data we have not seen a question on that data, but फिर भी अगर याद रखना तो याद रखना 170.5 करोड़ रुपीस, 170.5 लाख करोड़ जो है वो आपका ग्रॉस बैंक क्रेडिट है, that is for November 2024 here. Then it talks about the development in capital market which has really helped in the monetary system. So let's try to understand that thing. ठीक है जी, I hope now you have downloaded this PDF. So in this PDF, highlight this point here. First of all is in terms of your primary market, it is being said that 5% of the amount is mobilized. ठीक है जी, from the primary market. Second part is number of demat accounts. The number of demat accounts has increased by 33%, which is around 18.5 crore rupees. 18.5 crore demat accounts are here, and that's a very important point. The reason being that is because they can ask you a direct question which we have really witnessed in the previous papers of RBI NABARD. और अगर आप किसी भी एग्जाम की तैयारी कर रहे हो तो इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में ऐसे क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट आपसे पूछे जा सकते हैं. Then comes to the next part here, number of IPOs. Because when you talk about market, the IPOs plays a very prominent role here. So number of IPOs has increased to 259 from 196. then the number of mutual fund investors has doubled. That's the data you need to remember here. Number of mutual fund investors has doubled from 2.9 crore to 5.6 crore as of December 2024 here. Then आता है कि इंडिया का मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन टू जीडीपी रेशियो कितना है, दैट इज 136% in 2024, which is far higher than the EMD, that is emerging market and developed economies here. फिर उसने बोला है जी जो हमारा SIP फ्लो है, I know everybody, I hope everybody of know what is SIP. सबको पता है SIP क्या होता है? ठीक है जी, एनीवन व्हाट इज SIP? SIP के बारे में पता है? SIP क्या होता है? SIP पे सिस्टमैटिक इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान, जो आप मार्केट में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो। तो इन्होंने बोला SIP इनफ्लो जो है वो भी एनहांस हुआ है। सो मंथली एवरेज ग्रोथ SIP फ्लोज हैव आल्सो डबल्ड इन द लास्ट 3 years, दैट इज फ्रॉम 0.10 lakh crore rupees to 0.23 lakh crore rupees as of December 2024, and I will say guys this data is important for your examination, पता होना चाहिए। फिर आते हैं रूरल फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस के ऊपर। इट सेज दैट इन टर्म्स ऑफ योर फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन हियर, रूरल फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैव प्लेड अ वेरी प्रोमिनेंट रोल हियर, एंड इफ आई टॉक अबाउट हियर, गवर्नमेंट स्ट्रांग एम्फेसिस इज गिवन ऑन फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन where as per the financial inclusion index being released by the Reserve Bank of India, तो ये क्या हुआ है, there is an improvement in the financial inclusion that is from 53.9 to 64.2 here. ठीक है, that is 64.2 by March 2024. Then in terms of RRBs and guys, if you are preparing for any agriculture oriented banks, पेपर दे रहे हो यानी कि नाबार्ड का दे रहे हो, एफसीआई का दे रहे हो, तो this data is very important. And yes, if you guys are preparing for banking examination, I would say still this data is important because ये clear cut ही डिफाइन करते हैं इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में। तो उन्होंने बोला टोटल नंबर ऑफ RRBs क्या है, 700 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं। इट इज वर्किंग इन 26 स्टेट्स एंड 3 यूनियन टेरिटरीज वेयर 14% शेयर and they have a 14% share in terms of all banking areas here, 30% share in rural branches, and 92% branches of the RRBs are in rural and semi-urban area, and that is the straightforward question you can expect in NABARD examination. ठीक है जी, फिर आ जाते हैं डिपॉजिट कितना है। आई विल नॉट से गो विद द गो रियली इन डेप्थ, बट ऊपर पता होना चाहिए 6.6 लाख करोड़ का डिपॉजिट्स है आरआरबीस के अंदर, रूरल बैंक्स के अंदर, और 4.7 लाख करोड़ के एडवांसेस हैं अंडर द रूरल फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम ऑफ द कंट्री। ठीक है, क्लियर? चलो, now let's write down some important points here because it has discussed about the insolvency and bankruptcy code also. Okay, so it has discussed about the insolvency and bankruptcy code also, so let's discuss that thing. Okay, now it says because your gross non-performing asset ratio has reduced, so insolvency and bankruptcy code ने बहुत प्रोमिनेंट रोल प्ले किया। तो क्या रोल प्ले किया उसको समझते हैं। उसने बोला है कि इंसॉल्वेंसी एंड bankruptcy कोड के अंदर जो है 161% gain is there, 161% increase has been seen in terms of your liquidation वैल्यू। ठीक है जी, उसके बाद बोला गया बीएससी बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज के बारे में डिस्कस किया है। बीएससी बॉम्बे स्टॉक एक्सचेंज हियर, इट सेज द बीएससी स्टॉक मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन, सो बीएससी इज स्टॉक टू मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन रेशियो। ठीक है जी, इट हैज स्टूड एट 136%, ये 136% है। ठीक है जी, so that is the thing that has been discussed in terms of your banking system, monetary system here. I think Vanitha is saying sir उन्होंने क्रेडिट कार्ड यूजेज की रिपोर्ट के बारे में डिस्कस किया है। Vanitha, the point is that see I have tried to cover all the important points here, but because it's a 482 page document, so it's I should be really I have no doubt to say guys, क्योंकि मैंने 482 पेजेस में नहीं पढ़ पा रहा था इतने टाइम पे, तो that's why I have not read this thing. अगर कुछ ऐसा होगा Vanitha, do not worry, जब भी आपके कोर्स में हम डिटेल डॉक्यूमेंट लेके आएंगे, सो वी विल बी प्रोवाइडिंग दैट थिंग देयर। ठीक है, दैट विल बी प्रोवाइडेड देयर। ओके जी, बिकॉज द पॉइंट इज दैट, बिकॉज मैं आपको ऑनेस्टली बोल रहा हूं कि 482 पेजेस में क्या मैंने लाइन बाय लाइन हर चीज बड़े नहीं पढ़ी, हो सकता है कोई एक आधा पॉइंट मेरे से भी मिस हो गया हो, तो मैं तभी करूं, बट हमने कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली आपको पूरा चीज मैंने ट्राई किया कि यहां पे कवर हो जाए। ओके वंदिता, चलो जी, सो लेट्स अगेन कम बैक टू अवर डॉक्यूमेंट नाउ। चलो, so I hope our second chapter is again clear to everybody now. Now the third part is about the external sectors and in terms of foreign direct investment, because first sector gives us a brief idea, सेकेंड सेक्टर टेल्स अस अबाउट कि बैंकिंग सिस्टम में क्या हुआ है, कैसे हमारा मॉनेटरी सिस्टम है। अब आते हैं हमारे थर्ड सेक्टर के ऊपर। सबसे पहले आता है अनसर्टेनिटी। आई हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस विद यू अबाउट द वर्ल्ड अनसर्टेनिटी इंडेक्स, ठीक है। उसके बेस में हमने क्या डिस्कस किया था, ग्लोबल रिस्क प्रिपरेशन, बिकॉज वी हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट द ग्लोबल रिस्क हैव आल्सो बीन एनहांस्ड. So that is what it is also saying. It says uncertainty level has enhanced from September 2022. The reason you might also know, रशिया वॉर हुआ था, उसके बाद हमारे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में स्लो डाउन हुआ है. So these are the reasons for that. Then if I talk about here, it says your export growth volume and import volume. So import volume is consistently rising, whereas your export volume is not going at that much rate which it is expected. जितने रेट पे एक्सपेक्ट है उतने रेट पे ग्रो नहीं कर रहा है. तो ये चीज याद रखनी है, ठीक है। थोड़ा सा आइडिया ले लीजिए इसके बारे में। अब आता है नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, इंडिया ट्रेड परफॉर्मेंस इन द फर्स्ट 8 months ऑफ फाइनेंशियल ईयर 25, ठीक है जी। इंडिया का परफॉर्मेंस क्या है, इन्होंने बोला जो ट्रेड डेफिसिट है इट हैज रियली वाइडेड, द ट्रेड डेफिसिट हैज वाइडेड इन द फर्स्ट 9 months दैट वी कैन सी हियर आल्सो, द ट्रेड डेफिसिट इज नाउ -$211 बिलियन. That's a sign of concern. It has been shown. फिर आ जाता है नॉन पेट्रोलियम एंड नॉन पेट्रोलियम जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी एक्सपोर्ट्स हियर. दिस आई वुड से इट्स नॉट दैट मच इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज यू माइट नॉट एक्सपेक्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस पॉइंट ऑफ थिंग. तो इसको आप छोड़ सकते हो, बस एक आइडिया ले लो कितना है, $251 बिलियन है, नहीं तो इसको छोड़ दो ये वाला पार्ट, ठीक है जी. अब आते हैं इसमें मेन चीज क्या पढ़ना है, इसमें मेन आता है service trade surplus is being seen. So service trade is really showing a surplus here. So you have a service trade surplus of around $131 billion, and that is why we were discussing कि service sector ने बहुत prominent role यहाँ पे play किया है. अब आ जाते हैं जी आगे, ठीक है. Then it says there is a moderate growth which we are witnessing in our exports from April to December, which is basically due to decline in the value of petroleum exports, ठीक है, and fall in international oil prices here. I would again say इतना डिटेल नहीं पूछेगा, बट आपको बेसिक आइडिया होना चाहिए. उसके बाद आता है जी आपका मर्केंडाइज एक्सपोर्ट्स, इंपोर्ट्स जो है, ठीक है जी, इट विल रिफ्लेक्ट अ रीबाउंडिंग डोमेस्टिक कंजम्पशन डिस्पाइट द इन्फ्लेशनरी इंपैक्ट हियर. ओके, नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. इट सेज दैट for the exporters, I have just told you that our gap between import and export is reducing. अब उसके लिए गवर्नमेंट ने किया क्या, मैंने आपको बोला ना इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में ये भी तो पता है करना क्या है, ये देखो बता रहा है. It says ease of doing business initiatives for exporters. It says we will develop on the development of logistic hubs, investment and infrastructure will be done here. Then policy reforms will be done for supply chain efficiency. Implementation of e-bank realization certificates will be done, which will a paperless initiatives will be done here. Trade Connect platform launch किया और launch of directed goods of foreign trade facilitation mobile app has been introduced by the government of India here. Okay, now then let's talk about the foreign direct investment. So can you tell me, because that's again a point that I've discussed with you when I was discussing the highlights of the economic survey, the foreign direct investment. Simple बात है जी, हाँ जी, इंक्रीज अनसर्टेनिटी, सिंपल टैक्सेशन कर दोगे, ठीक है. कोई मुझे बताओगा फॉरेक्स रिजर्व कितना है जी, व्हाट इज द फॉरेक्स रिजर्व इन इंडिया, एनीवन? फॉरेक्स रिजर्व, दैट्स द मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट पॉइंट यू नीड टू रिमेंबर. फॉरेक्स रिजर्व इज दैट इज अराउंड 640.3 बिलियन. ऑल्दो योर फॉरेक्स रिजर्व हैज डिक्लाइंड, ठीक है, इट वाज 706 बिलियन, डिक्लाइन होगा 640.3 बिलियन के ऊपर. तो पॉइंट में क्वेश्चन माइंड में आएगा कि सर इससे तो नुकसान होगा. But the government says, guys, in terms of this reduction of forex reserves also, it is not an impact here. Reason यहाँ पे क्या बोला गया है कि फिर भी 90% of India's external debt can be managed here and even for 11 months. ठीक है. So it says, in terms of forex reserves, ठीक है जी, योर फॉरेक्स रिजर्व इज एट 640.3 बिलियन दैट आई हैव डिस्कस्ड विद यू. देन हियर व्हाट यू विल विटनेस इज दैट व्हाट इट इज इंपैक्टिंग. स्टिल क्या नुकसान है? नहीं जी, क्यों नुकसान नहीं है? इकोनॉमिक सर्वे ने बोला है 10.9 months of import can be managed here. Then second it says it is approximately even 90% of External debt can also be managed by the forex reserve that we have at the present here. ठीक है जी. चलो, okay. So now in terms of your forex sector, so we talked about forex inflow, that how much foreign direct investment we have received, that is around 640.3 billion. But who is contributing there? So that's the point you need to remember, that service sector is the main contributor here, which is contributing around 19% here. Then we have your computer software, which is contributing around 14%. फिर आता है trading 9%. Then we have the non-conventional energy at 7% and cement is at 6%. So these are the top 5. If I talk about it, these are the top 5 contributors in terms of FDI inflow here. Okay. Chalo. Let's now move further. Okay. Again, I would say this data is not that much relevant. So forex reserves, when I talk about here, we are strengthening our forex reserves that I have already discussed with you. Okay, ji. Now, what are the other important points that were discussed in this chapter? Let's try to understand that thing here. And let's try to note down that points also with you. Current account deficit. So what is the current account deficit as per the economic survey? It is 1.2%. 1.2%. ठीक है जी. Then we have discussed about how much service sector is contributing. कितना सर्विस सेक्टर कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है? 19%. बट अगर मैं ग्रोथ बात करूं, ठीक है, जिन सर्विस सेक्टर इट इज अराउंड 10.4%, which excludes petroleum and gem and ज्वेलरी. ठीक है जी. तो ये पार्ट आता है. फिर आता है टोटल इंपोर्ट्स. So imports we are having 682.2 billion of imports here. ठीक है जी. So this is what about the imports is being represented in this economic survey. अच्छा, अगेन एक पॉइंट इज दैट आई हैव टू एड्रेस हियर, दैट इज एक्सटर्नल डेट टू जीडीपी रेशियो. ठीक है. सो प्लीज राइट डाउन दिस पॉइंट ऑल्सो. एक्सटर्नल डेट टू जीडीपी रेशियो कितनी है? वो है 19.4%. दैट इज बाय सितंबर 24. आई नो गाइस, इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में बहुत ज्यादा डाटा आता है, बट देखो यार, पढ़ना है, पढ़ना पड़ेगा. तो मैं बोल रहा हूं बहुत प्रोमिनेंट चीज है, तो हमें अच्छी तरह करनी भी है. ठीक है. चलो. अच्छा, एंड आल्सो डू लेट मी इन द चैट सेक्शन. बोर तो नहीं हो रहे? आर यू गाइस गेटिंग बोर्ड? बोर तो नहीं हो रहे? क्योंकि मुझे पता है बहुत ज्यादा डाटा आता है तो बंदा बोर हो जाता है. सर क्या पढ़ना है इसमें? कुछ पढ़ना है? नहीं पढ़ना? एनीवन? चलो, लेट्स शो ऑन अ फनी नोट. इसको आगे तभी बढ़ाते, पहले मुझे फटाफट में एवरीवन आई वांट इन द टुडे इन द सेशन आई वांट यू टू टेल मी कि बोर तो नहीं हो रहे. ठीक है. क्योंकि भाई देखो यार, इसमें बहुत डाटा आता है और डाटा ही याद करना. इकोनॉमिक सर्वे इज ऑल अबाउट डाटा, फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन. ठीक है. फाइन. वंदिता, रवि, गुरुराज, बता दो यार फटाफट में. चलो, नॉट गेटिंग बोर्ड, गुड टू सी दैट थिंग. चलो जी. Now, whether to remember this data of CPI inflation, core inflation, WPI inflation, answer is completely no, because they will never be asking, because that data keeps on changing. This keeps on changing, तो ये relevant नहीं है, तो इसको आप छोड़ सकते हो इस point of time के ऊपर. ठीक है जी. Here only thing you need to remember is in terms of headline inflation, in terms of consumer food price, consumer inflation, consumer food price index. What is the thing is In terms of consumer food price index, what we are witnessing is that fruits and vegetables, CFP excluding fruits and vegetables and pulses, they are slowly getting enhanced. That's the only thing you need to remember here. इसके बाद जो हमारा हेडलाइन इन्फ्लेशन है उसके बारे में भी थोड़ा सा आइडिया लो कि now it is going on a you can say about going on a declining trend, and the point is that slowly and slowly what it is saying is कि हमें कहीं ना कहीं क्या हो रहा है, अब हमारा जो इन्फ्लेशन है ना वो कंट्रोल में आ रहा है. Earlier it has really went apart, but now slowly and slowly we are controlling the inflation. That is the only thing you need to remember here. ठीक है जी, चलो. This data is not relevant. You can completely leave this part. This is not relevant for the exam. इसको छोड़ सकते हैं. अब आते हैं अगले पॉइंट के ऊपर. Now, what are the initiatives the government has taken? Because आपने सुना होगा in the past few months that हमारा food inflation बहुत ज्यादा हाई हो गया था, एंड इट्स स्टिल अ कंसर्न. इट्स स्टिल नॉट दैट मच, आई कुड से इन दैट मच कंट्रोल. स्टिल बहुत बड़ा कंसर्न है. आपने सुना होगा कि हमारे लिए प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि जो घर का खाना है वो महंगा हो रहा है. ये यहां पे भी हाईलाइट किया गया है कि देयर आर द इनिशिएटिव्स द गवर्नमेंट इज टेकिंग सो दैट वी कुड कंट्रोल द फूड इन्फ्लेशन, बिकॉज दैट्स अ बिगर कंसर्न हियर. तो क्या क्या है? वी हैव टू स्टॉक द लिमिट्स ऑफ व्हीट. ठीक है जी, ओपन मार्केट सेल करनी पड़ेगी व्हीट और राइस के ऊपर. सेल्स अंडर द भारत ब्रांड व्हीट, फ्लोर एंड राइस हैव बीन सोल्ड देयर. देन इट सेज फॉर पल्सेस, ऑब्वियसली अंडर भारत ब्रांड यू हैव सोल्ड द थिंग्स लाइक चना, मूंग एंड मसूर दाल, जहां पे आप एक कह सकते हो कम रेट पे आप चीजें बेच रहे हो. ड्यूटी फ्री इंपोर्ट हैज आल्सो बीन डन फॉर देसी चना, तुर, उड़द, मसूर, येलो एंड पीस, सो दैट यू कुड कंट्रोल द डिमांड. ठीक है जी. और उसके बाद आता है स्टॉक लिमिट्स. यहां पे भी लगी थी फॉर तुर एंड देसी चना. स्टॉक लिमिट्स का मतलब है कि आपने एक्सपोर्ट कम किया है. दैट इज नोन एज स्टॉक लिमिट्स हियर. Okay, then if we talk about vegetables, guys, it has that subsidized sale of onion and tomato has been done. Buffer stock of onion again has been kept so that we could control at any point of time. जब जरूरत होगी तो हम जो आपको अनियन है वो प्रोवाइड कर सकें. ठीक है, चलो अब आते हैं इन्फ्लेशन के ऊपर. मेन पॉइंट जो हमें याद करना है वो क्या है? What is the main point you need to address here in terms of inflation? ठीक है जी. It says as per the International Monetary Fund. ठीक है, as per International Monetary Fund and as per the IMF's World Economic Outlook update, we have seen that global inflation will be in the range of 5.7%. ठीक है, that will be in the range of 5.7%. ठीक है जी. It has reduced because it got a peak at 8.7%. It has at a peak of 8.7% in 2022. Then it talked about the retail inflation target of India. As per the economic survey, the retail inflation is projected at, it says it has come down from 5.4% to 4.9% as of December, which is in our range. ठीक है जी. थैंक्स अ लॉट सोहम. ठीक है जी, चलो. सो थैंक्स अ लॉट एंड आई एम रियली होपफुल. ठीक है जी, आप IIM में हो, सो रियली गुड टू हियर दैट थिंग. एंड इट्स रियली गुड टू हियर दैट व्हेन आवर ओल्ड स्टूडेंट्स हैव ऑलरेडी been enrolled to the course and they got the benefit of the course and they got a rank and further they enhanced, that really feels happy for us and for the whole EduTech family. So it's really great to see that thing. Chalo. Now again, let's talk about the economic survey here. Now the next chapter is talking about medium term outlook deregulation drives here. So here the point is, the thing is, यहाँ पे आपको एक स्टोरी याद करनी है. How to understand that story? स्टोरी कैसे देखो समझो. The main thing that we have started here is that हमारे geo-economic tensions हो रही हैं. It says geo-economic fragmentation is affecting the global trade. Absolutely right, because if there is global tensions, global risk is there, uncertainty is there, it is impacting the global trade. What it is doing? So now the thing here is, it says that if we are depending on global trade, it will really impact us. अब हमें करना क्या है? हमें अपने डोमेस्टिक ग्रोथ को बढ़ाना है. It says it's a time for focus on domestic drivers of growth and how that can be enhanced. This domestic growth will be enhanced when you will be deregularizing your investment. आप क्या कीजिए, अपने आप को डीरेगुलराइज कर दीजिए. व्हाट इज मीनिंग ऑफ डीरेगुलराइजेशन? डीरेगुलराइजेशन सिंपली मीन्स दैट गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल शुड बी मिनिमम. Deregularize, raise investment efficiency, and bestows more economic freedom to individuals and enterprises. It has written a very beautiful quote in the economic survey. It says, what is the case in India is a person is treated as guilty until it is proven innocent. यही होता है. If you have any case, you will always be treated as a guilty until you are proved innocent. It says, make it vice versa. Make it vice versa, where the thing should be that treat the businessman as innocent until proven guilty. So that's a very good thing, and that is what it is saying. Deregularization is important है, because इंडिया में बहुत सारे टैक्सेस हैं, अभी भी हमारे डोमेस्टिक ग्रोथ इसीलिए बेटर नहीं हो पा रही. और इससे होगा क्या? एनहांस, व्हेन यू एनहांस द इकोनॉमिक फ्रीडम ऑफ इंडिविजुअल्स एंड बिजनेस, बोथ योर मीन्स या दैट इज योर ग्रोथ, that is investment will increase, as well as the ends, that is the growth will be increasing at the internal level. Okay, so this is about the unleashing of the domestic driver here. That is the thing that needs to remember here. फिर आता है in terms of ease of doing business, what are the things to be done, because we have talked about ease of doing business करना है, कैसे करना है. देखो ये पॉइंट्स लिखे उन्होंने. And guys, if you are writing a descriptive answer on economic survey, ये 5 मिनट 7 आपको लिखनी है. क्या फेज 1 में करना, क्या फेज 2 में करना, your answer is done. What are the points? Reduce the compliance burden, because that's the first point. Compliance reduce कर दीजिए. Then streamline your system, process and information, where eliminate the redundancies or clarifying process flows here. Then digitize the system, provide incentives. That's the basic thing to be done at part 1. When you have done this thing, then what you have to do after that is liberalize the standards and controls. Adopt minimum necessary and minimum feasible norms. ठीक है जी. उसके बाद set legal safeguard for enforcement, where the due process of law, hierarchy of safeguard उनको कम कर दीजिए. Reduce the tariff or fees here, and the next point is use risk based regulations. ठीक है. So tailor legal norms to risk profile, involve third parties. Risk based regulations should be used here in terms of your medium term growth here. ठीक है जी. और उन्होंने बोला है अगर आपको डेवलप्ड कंट्री बनना है, एंड हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर ड्रीमिंग दैट इंडिया शुड बिकम अ डेवलप्ड कंट्री? हम सब चाहते हैं. So it says that if you want to become a developed country, then there should be a growth rate of 8%. 8% से आपको ग्रो करना पड़ेगा to become a developed country. Okay, so please note down this part also, that for becoming Viksit Bharat, India has to grow at 8%. Then comes the investment and infrastructure sector here. So it talks about now I will say guys, these are the chapters जो आपने पढ़े हुए हैं, you know about these things, but only these are the points now you have to culminate them to be good. यानी कि वो इंपॉर्टेंट है. अब देखो वंदे भारत के ऊपर कितनी वंदे भारत बननी है? 17. So 17 वंदे भारत trains the production has enhanced. In terms of coaches, around 228 coaches have enhanced. That's not that much important to understand. बस ये याद रखना, basic idea. In terms of उड़ान scheme, ठीक है. Now I would say उड़ान स्कीम you must remember what is उड़ान स्कीम. उड़ान स्कीम आपने पढ़ी होगी, नहीं पढ़ी तो हमने गवर्नमेंट स्कीम सेशन में पढ़ाई हुई है. You can watch that section also. Now talk about the Udan scheme. So it says there operationalization of airport and routes under regional connectivity scheme. So your Udan airports has enhanced to 88 and your Udan routes have enhanced to 619 here. Clear cut fact that you need to remember here. ठीक है जी. Major container port का turnaround time reduced हुआ 48.1 to 30.4% here, which somehow tells us about the logistic interface, that it will really help us in logistic interface here. Okay, and in terms of Indian Railways guys, one additional point that you must remember here is, so let me write down that point for you, is Indian Railway, it says that it has a target of using 30 gigawatt renewable energy. टारगेट है इंडियन रेलवे का, दैट इज बाय 2029-30. स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड इन द एग्जामिनेशन ठीक है जी। देन इन टर्म्स ऑफ पोर्ट इट सेज इंटरनेशनल कंटेनर पोर्ट जो है वो आपका बनेगा, ठीक है, इंटरनेशनल कंटेनर ट्रांसशिपमेंट पोर्ट। सो इंटरनेशनल कंटेनर transshipment port, which will be the first international container transshipment port in India. It is going to be set up at Galate Bay, that's in Andaman and Nicobar, ठीक है जी। Then in terms of your, if we talk about the containers here, so if we talk about operational efficiency of containers, ठीक है, operational efficiency of container has also enhanced, that is the turnaround time has been reduced from 48.1 hours, that was somewhere around financial year 24, ठीक है जी, we will reduce it to 30.4 hours. That's the target that is being given here under the economic survey. बिल्कुल सही जी, उड़े देश का आम नागरिक है। Okay, chalo, let's proceed further with regards to the power sector here. So guys, in terms of power sector, it says the capacity addition in power sector has really enhanced. ठीक है जी, पावर कैपेसिटी एडिशन 15,008 मेगावाट हो चुकी है, एंड ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कैपेसिटी हैज एनहांस्ड टू 38,805 मेगावाट। दैट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट टू एड्रेस हियर, दैट इन टर्म्स ऑफ पावर सेक्टर योर रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी सेक्टर इज प्लेइंग अ वेरी प्रोमिनेंट रोल, वेयर द शेयर ऑफ रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी सेक्टर हैज एनहांस्ड. It was around 38.6% in financial year 21, but it has now enhanced to 47.1%. That's a very, very interesting point. You must remember, because whenever we talk about renewable energy, that's the point you must remember. Okay. Now let's talk about digital connectivity here. Your digital connectivity has also enhanced, ठीक है, in terms of telecommunication infrastructure. ठीक है, where we talk about BharatNet project here. भारतनेट प्रोजेक्ट की बात करते हैं, सो ऑप्टिकल फाइबर केबल नेटवर्क हैज लेड टू 6,93,000 किलोमीटर हियर, एंड योर हाई स्पीड ब्रॉडबैंड हैज बीन प्रोवाइडेड टू 12 lakh persons here. So that's an increase in BharatNet initiative that is being done under the scheme here. Then it talks about rural infrastructure. So now your schemes will complete here. Jal Jeevan Mission, a very important scheme, okay, which tells us about providing 24/7 tap water to the rural households. ठीक है जी. So these are the states you need to remember here. These are 8 states that I have discussed in the morning also, which have become हर घर जल states. So what are these states? अरुणाचल प्रदेश, गोवा, हरियाणा, हिमाचल, गुजरात, पंजाब, तेलंगाना एंड मिजोरम हियर. ठीक है, तो ये 8 states आपको याद रखनी है. एंड नंबर ऑफ रूरल हाउसहोल्ड्स which have covered have also enhanced to 15.3 crore rural households have been covered here. ठीक है जी. Along with that, your open defecation free. ठीक है, what is ODF plus? So ODF plus comes under your Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. So your open defecation free plus states have also enhanced, that has enhanced. So you can see here the map here. ठीक है जी, कितनी states थी? तो अगर मैं बात करूं 75% से पहले, if I talk about, it was around 1, 2, 3 states were there. Now how many states are there? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. So 13 states are there, हर घर जल. और if I talk ODF plus states. ठीक है जी. And now I have a very basic question. Can you tell me Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin is implemented by which ministry? Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin कौन implement करता है? Anybody can you tell me? It is a part of Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin is an initiative of Ministry of Jal Shakti. याद रखना, not Ministry of Rural Development. It's Ministry of Jal Shakti. चलो. Let's talk about urban infrastructure. Then let's talk about Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. So it says that now here, if I talk about here, guys, I will still say this data is not that much because we cannot remember all this data, but just have a basic idea. There is a consistent increase in everything. Which I talk about open defecation free plus 100% cities have declared themselves as ODF. Then individual household latrine constructions have been constructed, so 109% of target has been achieved here. Then community public toilets have again constructed here, that is again seeing a constant rise here. Door-to-door solid waste collection is seeing a rise here, and your waste processing is also being seeing a rise here. That's under Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. ठीक है जी। फिर आ जाते हैं प्रोग्रेस अंडर वेरियस इनिशिएटिव्स। सो वी नो दैट द प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना अर्बन 2.2 वाज रिलीज्ड इन द प्रीवियस बजट। सो कैन यू टेल मी हाउ मेनी हाउसेस हैव टू बी कंस्ट्रक्टेड अंडर आवास योजना अर्बन 2.2? 1 करोड़ हाउसेस थे। अब उन्होंने बोला है प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना अर्बन में 1.18 करोड़ हाउसेस हैव बीन सैंक्शनड एज ऑफ 25th ऑफ नवंबर। So important is कितने हैं? 1.18. Then is urban transport, metro rail system. Again, it has really enhanced. So now metro rail system is operationalizing in 23 cities of India. Amrit mission, if I talk about here, so it says tap coverage or tap water coverage has increased to 70% of the people, and sewer coverage has also increased by 62% here, and 93% projects have been completed under the smart cities mission. That is as per the economic survey being discussed here. अब इसके अलावा और बहुत इनिशिएटिव्स हैं जो डिस्कस किए गए हैं, that was discussed during the economic survey. So let's try to understand those also quickly. ठीक है जी। First part is capex for infrastructure sector. That is capital expenditure for infrastructure sector. It has been enhanced or it is growing at a 38.8%. ठीक है जी। It has grown at 38.38% from financial year 2020 to financial year 24. ठीक है जी। फिर आ जाते हैं कैपेक्स as percentage of GDP. कैपेक्स percentage to GDP कितना है? That is 3.2%. ठीक है जी। फिर उसके बाद आते हैं हमारे स्पेस सेक्टर के ऊपर। दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग बिकॉज नाउ व्हाट वी आर सीइंग इज दैट द स्पेस सेक्टर इन इंडिया इज रियली गोइंग। इट हैज डिस्कस्ड अबाउट भारत अंतरिक्ष स्टेशन व्हिच वी आर गोइंग टू डिप्लॉय बाय 2035. इट हैज टॉक्ड अबाउट गगनयान मिशन. इट हैज टॉक्ड अबाउट द GSLV satellites that we have recently introduced, and it has also talked about that we have 56 active space assets. ठीक है जी। Then it has talked about the initiatives of ISRO like Bhuvam platform. ठीक है। Bhuvam platform is being used for the NREGA and your प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सिंचाई योजना. That is basically talk about the monitoring here. ठीक है जी। Then it has talked about your न्याय विकास पोर्टल, recently unveiled by the government of India, your न्याय विकास पोर्टल. ठीक है जी। न्याय विकास पोर्टल की बात की जिसने बोला है कि जुडिशियल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को बेटर किया गया अंडर द न्याय विकास पोर्टल. देन इट हैज टॉक्ड अबाउट योर इलेक्ट्रिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. इट हैज टॉक्ड अबाउट योर इलेक्ट्रिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हैज बीन एनहांस्ड इन द स्टेट्स लाइक महाराष्ट्र एंड तेलंगाना. तो दिस इज अबाउट दिस स्पेसिफिक थिंग हियर. ठीक है, चलो okay. Now let's talk about the industrial sector here. So business expectation index is not that much relevant. कि हम देख रहे हैं कि uncertainty है. That is the only thing you need to remember here. Then if I talk about here cement sector here, so this rising production is not that much relevant. But the question which are being asked to us is the rank of India in terms of cement production. So remember, India is the second largest cement producer. Okay. So remember, India is the second largest cement producer. ठीक है जी, after China. So remember about that thing. Then in terms of steel production, it has said that your increase in production and consumption of steel has been doing good. Then आ जाता है टेक्सटाइल सेक्टर के ऊपर. So I would not say go that much कि growth in textile sector कितना हो रहा है. Obviously we are witnessing growth in the textile sector here. But the point to be remembered in terms of textile sector here is that your textile industry is now contributing around your 11%. So 11% of your gross value addition is being contributed by your textile industry here. And even your electronic industry is really going on a little bit. Growth is being witnessed here. उसके बाद इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टीज ग्रोथ हो रही हैं, ठीक है जी, दैट्स व्हाट इट इज बीइंग सेइंग हियर। अगेन आई वुड से नंबर्स आर नॉट दैट मच इंपॉर्टेंट, ठीक है, नंबर्स आर नॉट दैट मच इंपॉर्टेंट हियर आल्सो। Just have a basic idea. Copyrights, trademarks, patents granted, design file. All of you, what you are seeing is slowly and slowly what it is saying is that now our industry is also booming up here. Okay? Chalo. So now let's discuss some important points that were discussed in the industry sector here. Okay? Additional to the thing that has been mentioned that you have just seen here. Chalo ji. Let's talk about industry now. First of all, let's talk about the important thing, that is smartphones. So smartphones, when I talk about here, the 99% of smartphones which we are using are domestically manufactured. 99% domestically manufactured है, ठीक है जी। Now in terms of intellectual property, we have discussed about intellectual property. So as per the World Intellectual Property Report of 2022, India is 6th among top 10 countries. So this is an important point you need to remember. WIPO की 2022 की रिपोर्ट ये बोल रही है, ठीक है जी। सीमेंट, आई हैव टोल्ड यू दैट इंडिया इज द सेकंड लार्जेस्ट प्रोड्यूसर हियर, बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ सीमेंट इंडस्ट्री फॉर टॉक अबाउट हियर, द मेजर प्रोड्यूसिंग स्टेट्स आर सीमेंट। इफ आई टॉक अबाउट हियर, द मेजर प्रोड्यूसिंग स्टेट्स इंक्लूड, ठीक है जी, राजस्थान है, यानी कि राजस्थान है, आंध्र प्रदेश इज हियर, तेलंगाना, Karnataka are the prominent states where we are witnessing the growth here. Then for your MSME sector, what we are witnessing is, we are witnessing that the government has launched this Samarth initiative. Can you tell me what is Samarth initiative? Anyone in the chat section, what is Samarth initiative? Can you tell me? Samarth initiative कौन सा है जी? Anyone? What is Samarth initiative? Can anybody tell me what is Samarth? So Samarth here stands for your, ठीक है जी, Smart Advanced Manufacturing and Rapid Transformation Hub, ठीक है। टेक्सटाइल सेक्टर आई हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस यू। देन वी टॉक अबाउट द फार्मास्यूटिकल सेक्टर हियर, ठीक है जी। लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द फार्मास्यूटिकल सेक्टर हियर, ठीक है जी। इन टर्म्स ऑफ फार्मास्यूटिकल सेक्टर, क्या बता सकते हैं इंडिया का रैंक क्या है, ठीक है। इंडिया इज द थर्ड लार्जेस्ट कंट्री इन टर्म्स ऑफ फार्मास्यूटिकल सेक्टर, ओके जी। Then guys, there was a very interesting thing that was mentioned in the economic survey as well as in the press information bureau, that is about the gross state value added. Gross state value added. So it says, as per this gross state value added, there are 4 states that have been highlighted. So there were 4 states that were highlighted. So what are these 4 states? कौन सी है जी, इसको लिख लीजिए, ठीक है जी। गुजरात, महाराष्ट्र, ठीक है जी। देन वी हैव कर्नाटका एंड तमिलनाडु, ठीक है। These are the things that were being discussed here, and it says, ठीक है, why they are highlighted, because they are contributing 43% of the GDP. 43% of the total industrial gross, if I talk about total industrial GSVA, gross state value added, that is being contributed by these 4 countries. That's why they are important. They are being highlighted here. ठीक है जी। फिर आते हैं माइनिंग सेक्टर के बारे में बात की गई थी। It says mining sector is growing at mining sector is contributing 8% of the industrial output. ठीक है जी, चलिए। Now let's proceed towards the next chapter, that is services chapter here. So we have come to the prominent chapters now. Chapter number 8, service sector here. So service sector again, if I talk about the share of service sector, ठीक है जी, it is total gross value addition 55.3% is the gross value addition. That is the trend in service sector. It is contributing a bigger perspective here. Then even in terms of global service exports, the service sector is, you can see it is enhancing. It was 1.9, it has enhanced to 3%, then it is now to 4.3% of the global service exports are being contributed by India here. Then the important thing in terms of service sector what we are witnessing here is that it says these are the challenges what we are witnessing. Challenges are, we are now facing challenges in traditional apprenticeship मॉडल, ठीक है जी, जहां पे डेट सुपरविजन है, लैंग्वेज बैरियर है एंड इंफॉर्मेशन गैप्स आर आल्सो देयर. इट्स अ कॉमन पॉइंट बिकॉज इफ वी हैव विटनेस इवन इन सम ऑफ आई कैन से माय सेशन आल्सो, अगर मैं हिंदी में सेशन ले लूंगा तो मुझे आप में से कई बच्चे जो जिनको हिंदी में इशू आता है तो मुझे बोलेंगे सर आप इंग्लिश में पढ़ाओ. अगर मैं पूरा सेशन इंग्लिश में ले लूं तो शायद कई बच्चे मुझे ये भी बोल देंगे सर आप हिंदी में क्यों नहीं पढ़ा रहे, क्योंकि लैंग्वेज बैरियर है. ये हमारे स्किल्स में भी आ रहा है. That is what it has been highlighted here. Then it has talked about the opportunities. It says because it is being a very important thing here that we are a country which we have seen from the past few years that we are a country जहां पे लेबर बहुत ज्यादा, मतलब हमारे पास बहुत ज्यादा यंग पॉपुलेशन है, लेबर भी ज्यादा है और यंग पॉपुलेशन भी बहुत ज्यादा है, जिसलिए हमें बोला है कि नाउ देयर इज अ न्यू थिंग, एआई, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज कमिंग हियर. सो वी हैव टू अडॉप्ट द डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजीज एंड एआई इन सर्विसेज एंड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. वी हैव टू एनकार्ज द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ ग्लोबल ट्रेड बिकॉज इट हैज बीन हाईलाइटेड कि यूएसए और चाइना के बीच में जो अभी ट्रेड वॉर स्टार्ट होने वाला है, इंडिया इज वन कंट्री विच कैन टेक एन एडवांटेज, बट फॉर दैट वी रियली हैव टू वर्क हार्ड ऑन अवर एमएसएमई सेक्टर. We have to work really hard on our growth, domestic growth, and that is what it has been said कि 8% ग्रोथ तो आपको सस्टेन करनी पड़ेगी अगर आप चाहते हो कि हम एक विकसित भारत कंट्री बने. दैट इज व्हाई वी कैन बिकम डेवलप्ड कंट्री बाय 2047 हियर. ठीक है. सो व्हाट आर द थिंग्स वी कैन डू हियर? वी कैन अडॉप्ट appropriate skills so that digital revolution can be brought here. Then we can work on the grassroots level procedures and regulations that can hinder your growth here. Now in terms of service sector, let's see what are the important points that were being highlighted. चलो, एंड आई एम होपिंग गाइस यू गाइस आर राइटिंग दिस पॉइंट्स. देखो बाद में आपको पीडीएफ नहीं मिलने वाला, मैं आपको बोलूं कि अलग से कोई पीडीएफ मिलेगा, अभी ऐसा नहीं मिलने वाला, यही डॉक्यूमेंट में आप ऐड कर लीजिए पॉइंट. ठीक है जी. चलो, नाउ इट सेज फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट्स टॉक अबाउट ग्रोथ रेट. सो एवरेज ग्रोथ रेट ऑफ सर्विस सेक्टर, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट सर्विसेज नाउ. एवरेज ग्रोथ रेट इज एट 8.3%. ठीक है जी. It is actually adding 62% of your global GDP here. Then if I talk about here in terms of telecommunication, in terms of telecommunication sector, guys, the point to be remembered here is that we are the second largest exporter. ठीक है, in terms of telecommunication with the second largest exporter here. Then in terms of other business service, India is the third largest exporter. ठीक है जी. उसके बाद मैं बात करूं in terms of global services, ठीक है जी, we are having 4.3% here that we have already discussed. So 4.3% of the global service exports, India is contributing and we are placed at seventh position worldwide. So position क्या हमारी? seventh. You got about seventh largest country to be remembered here. Then we have talked about tourism sector because in your service, your tourism sector is playing a very prominent role here. So tourism sector is contributing 5% of the GDP. So 5% of the GDP, ठीक है जी, is being contributed by the tourism sector here. ठीक है. सो देन गाइस इट हैज गिवन अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर्मूला दैट यू कैन यूज इन योर डिस्क्रिप्टिव आंसर राइटिंग. डिस्क्रिप्टिव में आप यूज कर सकते हो, दैट इज डिफेंड accelerate transformed and untapped. So it has given some sectors where we are defenders. ठीक है, जहां पे हम बहुत ही सस्टेन गोल कर रहे हैं. वो कौन सा है? कंप्यूटर एंड इंफॉर्मेशन. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस थिंग गाइस, बिकॉज यहां पे डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन आ रहा है कंप्यूटर एंड इंफॉर्मेशन. दूसरा है आपका प्रोफेशनल साइंटिस्ट एंड बिजनेस सर्विसेज. ठीक है जी. देन एक्सेलरेट कहां पे कर सकते हो अपनी ग्रोथ? दैट इज इन ट्रांसपोर्ट. ठीक है जी. ट्रेड एंड रिपेयर, एजुकेशन एंड फाइनेंशियल सर्विस. Then we have to transform in terms of travel, health and our personal culture. और फिर आता है हमारा कौन सा सेक्टर अनटैप्ड है, उसमें आता है सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर. इंश्योरेंस, पोर्ट, टेलीकम्युनिकेशन. ठीक है जी. सो दीज आर द सेक्टर्स विच आर अनएक्सप्लोर्ड. ठीक है, तो दैट इज द पॉइंट टू बी रिमेंबर्ड. 5% ऑफ इंडिया, 5% ऑफ इंडिया रवि, डू नॉट, नहीं वर्ल्ड नहीं, 5% ऑफ इंडिया. ठीक है, चलो. या वर्ल्ड जीडीपी तो बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा, फिर तो इंडिया इतना नहीं कर रहा है, फिर तो सर्विस सेक्टर में सबसे वही हो गया. ओके, नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट क्विकली अबाउट द एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर हियर. So in terms of agriculture sector, obviously guys, there is a decline in share of non-institutional credit. That's a very good thing that non-institutional credit has reduced. That has been reduced. फिर उसके बाद आता है now the credit flow for small and marginal farmers has enhanced from 3.47% to 3.47 lakh crore rupees to 14.4 lakh crore rupees here. Then area under irrigation, micro irrigation has also been enhanced here, which means agriculture sector is slowly ग्रोइंग हियर. फिर आ जाता है जी कौन से हमने सस्टेनेबल फार्मिंग के ऊपर इनिशिएटिव्स लिए हैं. परंपरागत कृषि विकास योजना, पर ड्रॉप मोर क्रॉप स्कीम, वी हैव सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड स्कीम हियर. देन वी हैव Mission Organic Value Chain for Development of Northeastern Region scheme here. National Bamboo Mission has been taken here. And then if I talk about Kisan Credit Card scheme. So Kisan Credit Card scheme, I have already discussed with you guys that in terms of Kisan Credit Card, the enrollment or the number of Kisan Credit Cards that have been issued has really enhanced. That has been enhanced to around 7.75. 7.75 crore operational credit cards have been issued here. So let's quickly talk about the agriculture sector because agriculture sector में काफी schemes थी जो मैंने आपके साथ सुबह डिस्कस की थी. फटाफट में वो पॉइंट लिख लेते हैं एग्री सेक्टर के बारे में. नाउ एग्रीकल्चर. ठीक है, पहला पॉइंट क्या है? कंट्रीब्यूशन 16.6% इज द कंट्री हियर ऑफ द एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर. सेकेंड पॉइंट हियर इज फिशरी सेक्टर. The compounded annual growth rate of fishery sector is around 8.7%. ठीक है जी, जहां पे and it has talked about the grape growing states. Guys, this is a very important point. If I talk about, आप में से कोई एफसीआई की तैयारी कर रहा है, नाबार्ड की तैयारी कर रहा है, तो भाई ये पॉइंट लिख लो, ग्रेप ग्रोइंग स्टेट्स. डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन नाबार्ड वहां से पूछता है इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में से. ग्रेप्स ग्रोइंग स्टेट्स में से लीडिंग प्रोड्यूसर कौन है? ठीक है, टॉप 3 और if I talk about top 4 grape growing states are Maharashtra, then we have Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and then we have Mizoram. और नंबर 1 पे कौन सी है? महाराष्ट्र है. ठीक है, नंबर 1 इट इज महाराष्ट्र हियर. ओके, देन आई टॉक टू यू अबाउट किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड. सो 7.75 करोड़. Kisan credit cards are operationalized here. Then the next important point is in terms of your PM Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme. PM Kisan scheme, it says more than 11 crore farmers are getting the benefits of PM Kisan scheme here. ठीक है जी. Then in terms of, it says, as I've discussed, 15,000 self-help groups, they have got the drone services. Under which scheme? You know that is Namo Drone Didi scheme here. Then the important point here is FlowSpan. A very important initiative by the name of FlowSpan has been discussed. So FlowSpan क्या है? FlowSpan एक basically mobile storage unit facility by the name of FlowSpan has been started. And if I talk about this specific space, guys, इसमें सबसे पहले है, ठीक है, it's been started in collaboration. कोलैब किसके साथ किया है? Collaboration has been done with World Food Program. Then second point आता है storage capacity. It is 400 metric ton. पायलट कहां पे हो रहा है? पायलट प्रोजेक्ट इट इज बीइंग टेकिंग प्लेस इन द स्टेट्स ऑफ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर यानी कि JNK, हिमाचल प्रदेश, राजस्थान, सिक्किम, उत्तराखंड, मिजोरम, sorry, Sikkim is not here, Mizoram, and then we have Chhattisgarh. So sorry guys, sorry for that thing. So these are the states. Please remember this point, that's a very very important point. PM Kisan scheme 11 crore beneficiary, absolutely right Ravi. ठीक है जी. Okay, so then we have an agri-credit disbursement. So agri-credit disbursement of around rupees, your 27.5 lakh crore rupees of agri-credit disbursement has been done here. Okay, so let's quickly move towards the next important point, that is about the climate and environment adaptation matters here. So it says not about climate changes, what are the challenges government has to face and what are the priorities the government is giving now. In terms of challenges, it says high economic growth has to be achieved, that is one thing here, and we want to become a developed country by 2047. Other hand, we want to become a net zero by 2070. Then international support on finance and technology is highly inadequate in India. ठीक है ना? तो कम से कम 300 बिलियन चाहिए हमें. A small NCQG of I think 300 billion has been sent, जबकि ज्यादा उससे पैसा ज्यादा चाहिए. Then low carbon development paths will be done here for ensuring job creation. Then what are the priorities that were given here? We have to bring the adaptation of the forefront, where we have to work towards the higher vulnerability to climate change here. We have to reduce the emission intensity of the supercritical, ultra supercritical and advanced ultra supercritical technologies, and we have to focus on the environment sustainability here, which can be envisaged under the Mission Lifestyle initiative of the government of India here. Then if I talk about mitigation bias here in international flow of funds, because that is what it is saying, international flow of funds are also not working hard in terms of the mitigation of funds towards the environment here. So the data has been given here कि multilateral development banks कितना पैसा दे रहे हैं, bilateral climate finance कितना दे रहे हैं, और multilateral climate funds कितना दे रहे हैं. Mitigation is done and adaptation, that is what it has been given for the adaptation here. And India ranked 7th most vulnerable country to climate change, emphasizing, that's again a point to be remembered, 7th most vulnerable country here. Okay. Then in terms of renewable energy sector towards the nationally determined contribution, so that's another point to be remembered here. In terms of our NDCs, almost over 48% of our national determined contribution, that is 48% of our इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेशन इज बिंग डन थ्रू द रिन्यूएबल एनर्जीज, और जहां पे मैक्सिमम कौन कर रहा है? सोलर सेक्टर. बट टिल नाउ द मैक्सिमम रोल, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द फ्यूल व्हिच इज प्लेइंग अ प्रोमिनेंट रोल इन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेशन इज कोल. इट इज कंट्रीब्यूटिंग अराउंड 46.2% here. And it also says, as per the latest foreign survey of India report, we have an additional carbon sink of 2.29 billion tons of carbon dioxide. Then Another important thing is climate initiative. तो इंडिया ने climate initiative सबसे पहले कौन सा था? Life initiative. So lifestyle for environment initiative was discussed here. Which it says it will work towards the collective action of beneficiaries, which will result in the harnessing of the power of our environment. So what are the things to be done here? It says lifestyle changed by 13% of the global population. If it is done, can reduce emission by 20%. And these data are very, very important. You must know these data. Then it can result in the food on plate and can avoid 90 kilograms of annual food waste per person. It can, if we are doing carpool, it can result into 78,000 rides per day. 380 million liters of fuel in India can be saved under the lifestyle initiative. And recycling of 1 ton of newspapers, it can result into the 25,000 liter of water wastage can be done here. And these all data are very, very important because they can directly ask you a question on that thing. If you see guys, in NABARD, in RBI, in SBI, any examination you go guys, these two documents play a very, very important role. इसीलिए अगर ये सेशन थोड़ा सा लंबे जा रहे हैं तो उसका रीजन भी यही है. I do not want anything to be that कि बस मैं ऊपर से पढ़ा के चला जाऊं. That's why the session might look lengthy, but the point is I want to cover all the things in a very holistic manner for all of you. Okay? Okay guys, now let's talk about the important part, that is the social sector part here. Okay, so in terms of social service expenditure, both union and states, the total expenditure is slowly enhancing. So the government is giving enhances, the funding has been enhanced for the social sectors, social services here. Now in terms of your strong foundation for lifelong learning has been done. So basic facility in schools has enhanced, and a direct question can be asked to us. यानी कि girl toilets 97.2%, boys toilets are there, hand and wash facility, library, electricity, medical kits, computer, internet, that is being provided, and that is being given as per the report of UDASC. इसी के साथ मैं एक चीज और बोलूंगा, रिसेंटली द एनुअल स्टेटस ऑफ एजुकेशन रिपोर्ट हैज आल्सो बीन रिलीज, सो प्लीज गो थ्रू द दैट रिपोर्ट आल्सो, एनुअल स्टेटस एजुकेशन रिपोर्ट फॉर रूरल एरिया. So go through that report also. Devanshu sir has taken a session on that. Please look at that thing. Then if you talk about foundational literacy, we have started the new initiatives like Nali Kali, which is for a conduct program for peer learning. Then we have Prerna model of education for social and emotional learning, Nipun Bharat, life skill collaboration has been done here. For life skill initiative, we have life skill frameworks, PME Vidya channels have been started, have been rolled out by the government of India. Then it says that the rural economy has really played a very prominent role. You can see here the powering the rural economy. Government has done a lot of initiatives like Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. For Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, around 2.69 crore houses have been completed. So remember, it's Gramin sector. Earlier we have discussed about urban sector. Jal Jeevan Mission, 12.2 crore households are provided with tap water connection. अर्लियर देखो 15.3 करोड़ लिखा है, वो सही डाटा, ये डाटा अपडेट नहीं हुआ तो वो याद रखना. संसद आदर्श ग्राम योजना अराउंड एंड अराउंड, दैट इज द स्कीम दैट आई जस्ट डिस्कस विद यू टुडे इन द मॉर्निंग. आई डिस्कस विद यू संसद आदर्श ग्राम योजना, मिनिस्टर रूरल डेवलपमेंट. आज ही पढ़िए 3,361 ग्राम पंचायत हैव बीन अडॉप्टेड बाय मेंबर पार्लियामेंट्स. नेशनल हेल्थ मिशन, ठीक है, sub centers have been set up here. Mission Amrit Sarovar, around 68,843 ponds have been constructed under the Mission Amrit Sarovar. Swachh Bharat Mission, 11.8 crore toilets, 2.51 lakh community sanitary complexes have been constructed. So I would say have an idea of this data guys, because they can ask you. Then if we talk about health sector here, obviously health sector affordable medicines have been provided as per, because we have more than 14,000 Jan Aushadhi Kendras been set up here. ठीक है. Then we have technologies being provided for the equitable healthcare like Abha IDs, UWIN platform, eSanjeevani platform, ठीक है, which is the world's largest telemedicine platform being developed by the government of India. Then we have healthcare initiatives like Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, ठीक है. Then we have Ayushman Arogya Mandirs that have been set up by the government of India here. ठीक है जी, चलो. Okay, so this is about the social sector, but let's again write down some important points that are being discussed in terms of social sector. Let's try to write down those points also. Chalo. Social service expenditure, if I talk about here, so social service expenditure, it has enhanced, okay, it has seen an annual growth rate of 15%. Okay ji. Then if I talk about here, There was a mention of project iDrone. A project iDrone was mentioned in the economic survey. What is this iDrone? First of all, iDrone is ICMR's drone response and आउटरीच प्रोग्राम, जिसका मतलब क्या है, हमें वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग मेडिसिन. ठीक है जी, वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग मेडिसिन बाय द हेल्प ऑफ ड्रोन्स. सो प्रोवाइडिंग मेडिसिन. ठीक है जी. उसके बाद इफ आई टॉक अबाउट हियर, सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ एजुकेशन आई वुड से देयर आर अगेन सम पॉइंट्स दैट वी नीड टू एड्रेस हियर, that I have addressed in the morning also. It says in the Indian school education system we have 24.8 crore students who have enrolled. So 24.8 crore students, and we have 14.72 lakh schools, and we have around 98 lakh teachers. ठीक है जी. Then we have already discussed percentage of schools having computer, percentage of schools having internet facility, dropout ratio if I talk about here. So school dropout rate is important here. School dropout rate when I talk about here, guys. So in terms of school dropout rate, it is 1.9% in the primary classes. It is 5.2% for upper primary, and then it is 14.1% for the secondary classes, for the secondary higher education here. Okay ji. So this is about your next sector, that is your social infrastructure. Now let's talk about the last final two chapters, employment sector here in terms of employment and skill development. Here it says, first of all, when I talk about it, has talked about your labor force participation rate. So your labor force participation rate is around 60.1. ठीक है जी, 60.1% आपका लेबर फोर्स पार्टिसिपेशन रेट है, जिसमें से वर्किंग पॉपुलेशन रेशियो कितना है, 58.2% है, और your unemployment rate has been 3.2%. It is still higher, but we have to reduce that unemployment rate also. Then it talk about the urban labor market indicator. That's not that much relevant. Then it said that the female labor force participation rate has been enhanced. So that's again a data, guys, that might be asked you in the examination. I would say have an idea of this data, because they can ask you the question as per the periodic labor force survey annual report. If your annual report is released again, अगर आपका पेपर लेटेस्ट स्टेज में होता तो लेटेस्ट डाटा याद रख लेना. ठीक है, चलो. Then in terms of women sector, what are the initiatives being taken by the government of India? Because women entrepreneurs have been highlighted in this economic survey. The initiatives like Sankalp, Kaushal Development, Kaushal Vikas Yojana, women development has been done here. Then the women are being provided credit under the credit guarantee scheme, PM EGP scheme, Prime Minister's Employment Generation Scheme, PM Micro Food Processing Scheme, Adivasi Mahila Sashaktikarana Yojana. Then subsidized trade fair participation has been done for the women. और उसके बाद क्या हो रहा है आपका, it is supporting the women enterprises with 3% of the procurements by the central public sector is reserved for the women here under the government e-market initiative. Then आ जाता है जी job opportunities. We have to harness towards the digital economy for the job creation here, because that's the need of an hour here. And it says India's digital economy is projected to surpass the $1 trillion by the year 2025. That's what it is saying, that we have a potential of digital economy. But the point is, जिस लेवल पे चाइना ग्रो कर रहा है हम नहीं कर पाए. जैसे आपने एग्जांपल देखा होगा डीपसीक, वही कह रहा है कि हमें अपने आप को और ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग करना है if we want to become a developed country. Then we have to work on a green force basis. We have to work towards those opportunities which can be created in renewable energy sector, and jobs in renewable energy sector is estimated that there are estimated 1.1 million jobs which are there in the renewable energy sector. Then the gig workforce, again a clear cut factual information. Gig workforce is projected to reach 2.35 crore by the year 2029-30. Clear cut factual question आपसे पूछा जा सकता है. और इन्होंने बोला है रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी सेक्टर जो है वो 20% जॉब जो है वो प्रोवाइड करता है एनुअली, और उसमें से सबसे ज्यादा जॉब किसमें, हाइड्रो पावर सेक्टर में है. ठीक है. Then it says skilling is a challenging word. Skilling is a challenge for all of us. For example, first of all, ठीक है, IITs 1.24 करोड़ enrolled. Reskilling and upskilling के लिए कितने लोग enrolled हैं? 1.24 करोड़. कौशल विकास योजना around 1.57 करोड़ people have been trained here. And under जननी सुरक्षा योजना, ठीक है जी, जन शिक्षा संस्थान 27 lakh people have been trained. कौशल विकास योजना women's participation is enhancing, that is around 58% here. ठीक है जी. Under the जननी सशक्तिकरण स्कीम, देन वी हैव 82% एनरोलमेंट हियर. ठीक है जी. इन टर्म्स ऑफ इंटरनेशनल मोबिलिटी, ऑब्वियसली बायलैटरल पार्टनरशिप, स्किल इंडिया सेंटर्स, देन वी हैव प्री डिपार्चर इंटर्नशिप ट्रेनिंग स्कीम डन हियर. फिर फ्यूचर स्किल्स के लिए हमने कौशल विकास योजना 4.0 स्टार्ट की है. ITS course we are discussing. Then we are working on the digital public infrastructure for skilling like Skill India Digital Hub portal. ठीक है जी, we are democratizing the skills. Then we are working towards the upgradation. So new ITIs are being upgraded. तो मतलब कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग we are working towards that thing, but शायद उस growth पे नहीं हो रहा जिस growth पे होना चाहिए. And last but not the least is the last chapter of the economic survey is talking about labor reforms. Labor in the AI era, because that's a very very important thing. We all talk about artificial intelligence, but for country like India, the labor class which we have ना, हमारे पास जो labor class अभी presently इंडिया में है, उसको एकदम AI सेक्टर में ट्रांसफॉर्म करने का हमें नुकसान भी है, क्योंकि इतना AI ट्रेंड थोड़ा ना यार हमारे यहाँ पे. तो उसके लिए उन्होंने बोला चैलेंजेस क्या है. सबसे पहले देखो, this is the first point. Deployment of AI, it is presenting an opportunity for India, but on the other hand, it's a challenge for a labor country like India. Second, it says the past technology revolutions, the revolutions that have been taken here were not carefully managed. When they are not carefully managed, they become really painful और वो long lasting adverse impact दे रहे हैं, यानी कि disadvantage हो रहा है. Then it is saying it is mitigating the risks to India's labor market, which requires we have to make ensuring and stable institutions so that skilling can be performed here. Careful deployment करना पड़ेगा of the labor for a long horizon system here, and we have to make coordinated efforts, ठीक है जी, between the government, private sector and the academics, which is required for the future workforce, that is AI in labor augmenting. यानी कि labor replace नहीं करना, we have to work towards labor augmenting. मतलब labor भी use कर सके, labor replace नहीं करनी, वो कैसे यूज कर सके उनकी बेटरमेंट के लिए एआई टेक्नोलॉजीज हमें बनानी है. एंड व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्केलिंग द आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इन इंडिया? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इज प्रैक्टिकलिटी. सो इट्स अ वेरी बिग चैलेंज बिकॉज वी हैव टू ट्रांसलेट द ब्रेक थ्रू इनटू वेरी प्रैक्टिकल मैनर. ठीक है जी. सो प्रैक्टिकलिटी, ठीक है, remains the challenge here. Then we have reliability. We have to ensure that AI is reliable. It is critical for real world. So reliability is the point here. Then is infrastructure. So पहले आपने practicality देखी, फिर आपको उसको reliable बनाना और फिर देखना infrastructure के ऊपर काम कैसे करना है. So AI at a scale requires substantial investment in infrastructure. ठीक है, like data centers, data pipelines will be done here. And then we have resources. Then at last we have to work on the resources like large models, resource intensive, energy consumptions, that all have to be enhance. Okay, so guys, this was all about your session on economic survey. So I hope you have really enjoyed this session, because in this session I have tried my best to provide you all the important reliable information which was being discussed in the economic survey. So the whole team has really put a lot of effort here. I hope that you appreciate that efforts और आपको really helpful होगा आपके सेशन के साथ. अगर सेशन आपको helpful है तो I would say you can share the session with your friends also. Okay, and now if you have any doubt you can ask me a doubt here also. ठीक है जी. Ravi is asking, sir, for reports in NABARD, is there initiative? See Ravi, when your exam will be out, your notification will be out, obviously the latest editions of NABARD reports will be there, तो हम वो भी आपको पढ़ा देंगे. ठीक है, we will cover those reports also. Anyone having any doubt, guys? Any doubt? So I'm here for last 1 minute. If you have any doubt, you can ask me a doubt here. Otherwise, let's end the session, because I know it's a really lengthy session and I really appreciate all of you guys to stay till the end, because this is a session economic survey. Generally बहुत बड़ा डॉक्यूमेंट होता है तो उसको समझाने के लिए टाइम लगता है, तो शायद इसीलिए सेशन थोड़ा सा लंबा चला गया आज का. ठीक है, चलो. And do let me know कि मजा आया. So quickly tell me in the chat section that you guys have enjoyed the economic survey. समझ आ गया? प्लीज डाउनलोड कर लीजिए इसको. अगर आप रिकॉर्डेड भी देख रहे हैं तो इसको डाउनलोड कर लीजिए. इसके बाद इसको आराम से समझो और पॉइंट्स जो भी मैंने बताए हैं वो नोट कर लीजिए. चलिए गाइस, ऑन दैट नोट I will be leaving you for the day and will be meeting you tomorrow with the next important thing, that is your unit budget. ठीक है जी. प्रभु इज आस्किंग सर वेयर कैन वी गेट दिस पीडीएफ. प्रभु द पीडीएफ इज, जो मैंने आपको बोला था यही डॉक्यूमेंट है. इसके अलावा जो मैंने एडिशनल पॉइंट्स ऐड किया, प्लीज यू कैन ऐड दोस पॉइंट्स. ओके, दैट्स द थिंग हियर. चलो, न्यू सीरीज नहीं है. देखिए यूनिट इकोनॉमिक सर्वे का यही सेशन हमने लिया है तरुण. दैट विल बी द फाइनल सेशन फॉर इकोनॉमिक सर्वे, बिकॉज दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव टेकन अ सेशन ऑफ अराउंड 1.5 hour, a detailed session. So we will not be conducting any other session. Obviously in the future we are going to plan some important economic survey questions for you. ठीक है, so that we are going to take place. That will take place. Okay प्रभु, the PDF is the same thing here. PDF कोई लगनी है आपको, यही PDF आप इसको डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं, which is available on the website also. I have also put the link in the description below. और जो भी additional parts मैंने आपको बताया वो आप लिख सकते हो. ठीक है, चलो, on that note, again guys, wish you all the best and we'll see you tomorrow with the unit budget. Till then, enjoy the economic survey, read it and help yourself. Bye bye.